I'm Alex. This is Josh. Welcome back to Homie Checkpoint. Today we'd like to discuss what exactly it takes just to be a dungeon master.
So you mastered the character sheet, huh?
Or maybe you know the rules just a little bit better than everybody else in your group. Or maybe you won some arbitrary contest proving you were fit for the job. Well, sorry to say, man, it's going to take more than being the quintessential meme lord to run the game.
Right, like you're gonna need some kind of like general outline for your plot points, or a villain. One of them is pretty important.
And stories typically follow some sort of guideline that might vary up here and there, but it generally looks something like this. And to keep your heroes focused on the goal, there needs to be someone orchestrating the conflicts that cause them to take the rising action.
It's important to involve your players as much as you can in your world, man. Like they the heroes. Like don't get caught up in your own lore. I know it's easy to do that, but bro, like think about it. Would you want to waste your whole day coming for some dude to just tell you a story? Nah, I'm trying to play a game, bro.
As you all approach his hut, preparing for the fight of your lives, you think back to every blade swung, life lost, all because of this god-forsaken man. As you approach the hut of Papa Domino, Gathu, Sir Dingus, what are you doing?
Who, bruh? I'm just trying to go shopping.
As these words leave your mouth, Papa Domino surges forward, a ghastly grin on his face. So we meet again, young dragonfly.
Jesus Christ, man, this is not the same character.
Now, with that in mind, a method that the both of us recommend is building your world around your players.
Basically, what I do is like I sit down with a group of eager children, and I'm like, all right, y'all, what we doing today? And they have like some kind of vague idea of what they want to do. Maybe it's based off some character from a show or a comic or all that crap. And I'm like, okay, so how can we tweak that to make it a little bit different? Like, I don't know, throw some space in that. You know what I'm saying?
Now, going into it, you should keep your villain in mind and what they would do, but make sure that they somehow impact your players in a way that would make them want to deal with your villain in the future. Like, why would some random farmer boy care about some dictator in a faraway country, Josh?
Reckon because like the dictator came in and invaded his shit and was like, I'm gonna burn your crops, William Sherman style.
Like, if you don't know, look it up. It is pretty fucked up.
You know what? I'm gonna counter that though. Like, why would my elven assassin care about some freaking goddess that people haven't worshipped in centuries?
Obviously, because she's tired of people setting up all over the damn place, and she decided to cast a plague on the assassin city. Gods be doing wild shit like that, bro. You ever heard of Zeus?
Yeah, Zeus be fucking everything. Like, anyway, so your job as a dungeon master is to understand your characters and your villain enough so that you can give them motivation to do whatever it is you need them to do to move the story along. As long as you got the creative drive and something in you to move the story along, you good, bro. I promise.
Yeah, excuse me, bro. Like, we talked about our backstory, man. Like we were kidnapped and had to fight in these underground fighting rings, man. Like my whole thing is my character arc was about like that I don't want to use violence because I need to try to understand that it's necessary. And his whole thing is that he's got to understand that not every problem can be solved with violence. Our villain was supposed to be the guy that ran those. Who the fuck is Papa Domino?
Papa Domino is the BBEG, who's rolling to hit right effing now. Does a 30 hit?
I guess.
It's perfectly fine to get caught up in your own lore and characters, but I cannot stress this enough. The game is about them. They're going to get the chance to soak up all your juice lore, but you have to give them a reason to care first.
Yeah, bro. So like once you got their backstories in mind and all the little arcs that you're gonna put them through to make them grow, for that little like that character development, man. Now you can get the ball rolling and we can plan that first session, that session 0, if you will.
What we like to do is we like to split the party up and run session 0s, where we have 2, maybe 3 members of the party meet up in a common location, get to know each other, do a common task, and do the same thing for the other half of the party. And then in session 1, the party already has some form of synergy to make it a little bit easier to get the party to start role-playing and get into the feel of things.
For example, with a 4-person party, I would split them up into 2 groups of 2, a 0A and a 0B. Now what they're going to do in their session zeros is they're going to solve some kind of small conflict, I don't know, just come up with something. And then at the end of their session zeros, they're going to meet up with the other group in like a prison cell or a tavern, you know, like normal D&D places. And what this will do is have them all ready to go by session 1.
And what this also does is it creates a dynamic where each group is going to work with the person they were previously paired with as they learn to work with the other group as well. And it's also going to set the precedent that teamwork will be nigh necessary for the future of playing in this game.
Cathew, no!
As Sir Cathew takes the blow for you, all you see is his body crumbling to the ground.
He never learned his lesson.
As Papa Domino pulls his blade from his newest victim, looks to you and says, "Have you had enough, dragon fucker?"
Dingus didn't even fucking dragon. What the hell is going on?
Papa Domino raises his weapon, and he stares at you. He says, "They will tell stories of this day."
Bro, man, I just wanted to play the game.
A final law that we like to live by at our tables is that, bro, as DM, you are literally God. So if you notice that players are getting frustrated, or that the game is starting to drag, or that they don't know what to do, you gotta be willing to change things up. You really gotta learn how to read your players and read your table if you want to be a successful dungeon master.
Now, being a DM also requires some improv skills. And if things aren't going out exactly the way you plan them to be, then, I mean, it sucks, but you're gonna have to adapt to the situation. But a core thing you need to keep in mind is that it's all about your players having fun. If they're having fun, then trust us, you're going to have fun too.
Once you do have all that narrative crap down, you probably want to brush up on your rules just to be safe.
Now, we're not saying that you need to memorize all the rules out there, but if you do have those memorized, well, that's great. What we are saying is that your players are going to expect some level of consistency out of you as a dungeon master. At the very least, look over the guidelines provided, and if you are going to change a commonly known rule, at least let your players know beforehand.
18 to hit.
Just as you swing your blade, Papa Domino catches it between the gap in his teeth and mumbled, "You're gonna have to do better than that."
Oh, pause. Bro, Cathew hit him with a 16, so you telling me all of a sudden he got more AC, like, out of nowhere, bro? Something ain't adding up.
Papa Domino!
It ain't really connected to the rules, but in the same vein of setting up consistency in your world, you need to figure out what can and can't fly at your table.
If you get the inkling that something you're gonna do is going to frustrate your party, piss them off, make them feel uncomfortable, it might be safe to shelf that idea for later.
Yeah, bro, so like they're there to relax. You don't want to make them feel like they're about to do a chore. And even worse, if you're about to do something risky just for the meme, bro, something that might make Bill Cosby check his drink, bro, I want to shelf that idea for later too.
So you got the rules down, that's great. You're gonna need somewhere to keep track of your sessions, somewhere to keep track of your notes.
Like in our experience, it's easiest to use like OneNote or World Anvil on your laptop, keep it all digitally, but we are aware some people prefer the tried and true paper and pencil method.
If you broke, sweetheart, it's okay.
But you do got to keep in mind that you need some kind of structure to your notes, and we suggest starting out big picture and then filling out the details as you go.
So you've probably played in a few combats before if you're trying to run a game. Now let me tell you, running a combat, that's a completely different beast.
Right, so we suggest purposefully throwing easier combats at your party to start with because it's going to tell you a few different things.
So giving players easier combats in early sessions will serve as a sort of tutorial stage. It'll show you what they're capable of and show them what they can do as a unit when the risks aren't very high.
It can also make your party feel very powerful and hero-like even at a lower level, so long as you set it up narratively.
Though do keep this in mind when you're picking your monsters, you need to just remember that
CRs are bullshit! And this dude right here is freaking CR 1/2, and like he can just straight up kill you outright, no saves, no nothing. I mean, I'm talking he can snatch your drawers right off your cheeks, no save, no nothing.
Still got your shorts on and everything.
Oh, homies, we're going to cover combat more extensively in a later video, but just keep in mind that you want it to be fun, right? So, as long as you set the expectation that combat is going to be hard, then your players can't really get pissed off when they lose a character.
Likewise, it would also be a good idea to warn your players if there's going to be a shift in difficulty.
Ooh, boy, god dang, Cathy, we barely made it out, bro. That dude was something else.
As you head deeper into the woods, you notice that it is eerily quiet.
I'm gonna look around for anything suspicious.
Free check. You notice it's a wolf out of the corner of your eye.
A wolf, bro. We level 5, Kathy. We can take a wolf. I'm gonna whack the shit out of that thing.
You approach the wolf, ready to fuck his shit up, but as you draw near, he stands on his 2 hind legs.
The fuck?
He turns to face you, and you are met with the piercing gaze of...
God!
So that's going to do it for this video, guys, and we only just touched on what it takes to be a DM and how to be a good one. We do intend to make a video later on how to fine-tune to be a great DM in the future.
If you guys like what we do, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for me. You know how we do. We'll catch you homies later. Peace.